Speaker. It goes to the root of our motion. Indeed, it's true in the said communication, I went and looked at it, where your chair ruled that the censure motion cannot proceed, indeed because of res judicata, that a matter had already been decided by a competent court of law, and now Parliament had turned itself into another court of law, which wasn't the case. Right, Honourable Speaker? Parliament is a house of record. It is very important that what is ruled today should be able to stand the test of time. For you to hide behind res judicata, which is totally inapplicable, totally, not anywhere, Mr. Speaker, and you sit in a honorable chair, and you guide the 559 souls here, some very well learned. Right, Honorable Speaker. I find that matter needs to be true, and I hope I hand.
One of the authorities, apart from the Civil Procedure Act that I referred you to, Section 7, Section 6, is the judgment by the very esteemed Honorable Justice of the High Court, Justice Stephen Mubiro. In a case he decided in Arua, I think it was Elizabeth Ozia or something like that versus Shaban somebody. I'll get a copy. It is extensive in discussing that doctrine. It is cited authorities at the level of the Court of Appeal, at the level of Supreme Court, well elaborated. I think we need to find a way of vacating that ruling and that decision so that this Parliament is seen seriously. In fact, I pity the senior lawyers who are here, if we allow it to remain, including the deputy head of the bar, the learned Attorney General who are here, and seniors like the Honorable Sekikuubo, that this Parliament can sit and accept. And even you, Mr. Speaker, from Makerere Law School, I must emphasize, that should not be allowed to stand. I thank you.
Debate, especially when my good friend Honorable Ssekikuubo brought a serious issue here about the same. Maybe you see something you don't know is that in my Luo accents, you don't have S. You will not have Z. Okay? You don't have X. So when a person from my sub-region say recharge, don't mind. Because we don't have S, we don't have H, we don't have the what? So that's okay. So when the matter was being discussed on the floor here, unfortunately, the presiding person is being disorganized. When the discussion was here, I was actually watching on my phone, and then what came very clearly is that you ruled on that day that this matter, whoever is not satisfied with it, should go to court. I find we are just moving in the same circle. I read a book, Who Moved My Cheese? And some of you who have not read it, please take the opportunity to read it. There are issues which you should not be relying on the same issue all the time. Since you've ruled on this matter, are we proceeding well to again every time discussing the same issue here? I don't know about the procedure, right?
Speaker, you did read a letter here. And I think it's important that we move at the same level. Right on, Speaker, in the letter you read, incidentally, the courts were able to define both statements, sub judice and res judicata. Right on, Speaker, I want to read the judgment of Muhammad Ali Bai that you cited in your letter versus Attorney General, miscellaneous cause number 2017 of 2021. And this is what the judge said. In my view, while Parliament, I'm making reference to the letter, it's on record. You can read it. In my view, while Parliament and its relevant committee were vested with the constitutional right and mandate to investigate and inquire into the matters that are subject of the impunity report, their mandate does not extend to undertaking investigations into matters that are the subject of court proceedings and decisions. And this is what they said. If done, this contravenes the res judicata rule where a matter is already determined, and the sub judice rule where the matter is pending before the court. In this case, it should be noted that the subcommittee was operating as a quasi-judicial body, blah, blah, blah. So the Right Honourable Speaker, I am just giving information that the same courts have already clarified res judicata, sub judice with regard to parliamentary proceedings.
Thank you. Now, honorable colleagues, let me, please.
He has gone on record, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, please.
But he has gone on record.
Honorable colleagues, please. Honorable colleagues. Honorable colleagues, the Speaker is the one who has been asked. Not you, not any member here. So it's me to respond. Now, honorable colleagues, I want first to make it very clear that the Speaker made a ruling, and this ruling won't be vacated. If you're dissatisfied with the ruling of the presiding officer, of the Speaker, the rules of procedures are very clear on the procedure to do that. Number two, as leaders of the House, anything which we believe that contravenes the law and will condemn this House costs is an issue we shall not get involved into. In the case of Murangira, Justice Murangira versus Attorney General, as quoted in the letter, Parliament tried to bring all these arguments. It was condemned at huge costs, which were met by the taxpayer. That matter is closed. Procedure, Honorable Ssekikuubo, procedure.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, without going into what you've guided, we all know for you to raise sub judice, a matter must be active in court so that the debate of this House can either negatively or positively influence a decision of court. And that was done. There is no matter pending before courts of law. So that now we can say we are talking about sub judice. Number two, if you look at the judgment itself, it gave out points of entry, for instance, penalizing the clerk to Parliament. It gave out points of entry so that this Parliament can take stock of the ruling so that it can correct those areas which court found to be negative. Now, Right Honourable Speaker, at this stage, there is no way you are saying you are going to influence negatively a matter before court. Only it put it to your shoulders and the shoulders of this House. The clerk to this House has been condemned to be punished. And indeed, those are action points that must proceed from that judgment. And indeed, now we are saying, once you have taken stock of the ruling, it is now the right time to debate and see where did we go wrong. Who are those to be held accountable? And indeed, it is within the hands of this Parliament to find the way forward. Who are condemned members. You sit in this House, but we are all condemned. And court castigated this house and castigated the leadership of this house. So do we fold our hands even on that point of law?
Thank you.
Lastly, from me, Right Honorable Speaker, how about other issues that do not even talk about service award? The fictitious trips. We talked about fictitious trips, which are different from the service award. And that was not part of the court.
Thank you, Honorable.
We talked about where this...
Thank you. Now, on our own rules, your own rules are clear that you cannot proceed on a matter the Speaker has ruled on. These are your own rules. These are your own rules. You can only do that if you want to challenge the ruling. No, Honorable, you don't point a finger to the presiding officer. No, that's... No, Honorable Linus, please go on your line. Honorable, your NRM, go to the side of NRM. Go to the side of NRM. Honorable colleagues in the public gallery this afternoon, we have Honorable Danny Roquero, Speaker for Ura City West Division. He is represented in Parliament by Honorable Bonga Cedric and Honorable John Rusa Cheng. He has come to observe proceedings of this House. Please join him in welcoming him. Honorable colleagues, in the public gallery this afternoon, we have pupils and teachers of Fantasy Junior School from Queen County, Queen District. They are represented by Honorable William Chemongis and Honorable Rose Emma Cherukut. They've come to observe proceedings of this House. Please join him in welcoming them. Honorable colleagues, in the VIP gallery this afternoon, we have a committee of members on human resources and community development. They include Honorable Yehadin Nono Rukevi, Chairperson and lead of the Johan Petrus Frederick Parliamentary Clerk. They are currently undertaking a benchmark visit with Parliament. Coming then.
Mr. Speaker, much aware you have made a ruling, but I'm deeply concerned that while you maintain your ruling, some words have been used against our staff, who are professional staff. Words like incompetence, words like sabotage, which in my humble opinion do not go down well and demoralize people who serve us, but also the confidence of the people that we serve. I thank my brother, the Honorable Jonathan Odul, because first he raised them as a matter of privilege, but stated, actually apologized to us that he was about to use them. Now that you have maintained your stand in your statement, is it not procedure right that you find a way of doing away with those words against our staff?
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, number one, a Speaker of Parliament is not someone whom you think will just receive a statement from a staff and just append a signature. No. We consult, but the final document that is signed is our document. It's not a document of the staff. In your opinion, you can call us incompetent. You can abuse us. Yes, you can. You know, words don't kill. Hey, words don't kill. Me calling me anything, you get it. I lose nothing. I've not seen myself losing a kilogram. Sometimes I add on kilos. So I don't mind being abused and all that. But I want to defend our staff. And thank you, Honorable, for raising it. Our staff have been appraised. Our staff, we've just finished the review of our strategic plan. Our staff have ensured that the committees deliver on their mandate. We have processed all our bills. We have processed our budget. I have seen reports from the committees on accountability. Colleagues, you've been here praising the reports coming from the committees of parliament. Our staff are very competent. Our staff are very competent, okay? And we are proud of them as the leadership of parliament. In your opinion, if you disagree with our staff, in your opinion, if you disagree with our staff, okay? This is your opinion, but it can't go on the record of this house that our staff are incompetent. Yes, Honorable Jonathan, you can clarify if you want to.
Deliberately, and this is my clarification, about 4 words. I said it borders incompetence. I said it borders sabotage. It borders demotivation. And these are my reasons. For a staff of parliament to be competent, they must have passed through the competency test. That is, they have been invited through a transparent process to apply for a job. That they are shortlisted and they have competed and they have emerged the best. Mr. Speaker, I would like to put it on record here that we have not had the opportunity for the members of the public, the best of the best in Uganda, to compete for jobs in this parliament. And therefore, it cannot be said that people who have been picked on the basis of being a friend, a relative, and an in-law, that comes to this house and they are protected, can be said. I would kindly therefore ask that going forward, Mr. Speaker, I will give you information, but let me clarify. So, all I am saying,
Honorable colleagues, let's listen to our honorable colleague.
So, Mr. Speaker, I used this because, one, I am aware. I am aware. I am aware, and I'm going to invite submissions from professional human resource people who are members here. We have in this parliament senior, very competent technical officers who are demotivated and are not willing to do work now because positions that they should be able to serve as have been dished out in ways that do not match the public service standing orders. It is happening here. Very resourceful persons that this government has invested in building their capacity. Others have even worked over 20 years. They are reading newspapers in this house. They are just reading newspapers in this parliament. They don't have work to do because they have handpicked people who, some of them were even in secondary school. Some of them even did internship in this parliament. And the people who supervise them, they bring them and now they are their bosses. Do you expect such a public servant to do the work? That's what I am saying. So I'm inviting you.
Thank you.
I'm inviting you, Mr. Speaker, to salvage the situation in this parliament. You cannot have resourceful people being wasted, and when we have trained them, in exchange for people who are just going to walk in, they don't know what to do. I'm inviting you to reflect together with the commissioners, to look at...
Thank you, Honorable colleague. Thank you. Honorable Arion. No, there is no member on the floor. No, there is no member on the floor. You had already been cut off by then. Your time was already up. Yeah, sorry. I thank you, Honorable. Please, Honorable Arion, take your seat. Honorable, you know you're supposed to request when you're seated. This is not a bar. Honorable Ssekikuubo, we are in Parliament, okay? Yes. And you know, in our culture we say, even when you're beating a snake, that you leave it some space. Okay? Yeah. So, I hope you understand me. So even when you're testing my patience, you should leave some space of knowing I'm a human being. Okay? Thank you. So I think, Honorable Segona, the clarification brought by Honorable by Honorable Odur, however much I appreciate it, but it puts our staff in a bad light. In that, Honorable Odur, staff can interact with you anytime. And even members, you can't satisfy all. Okay? These staff have their own channels. Because when you look into this parliament, I think the new staff are like 10%. Are not more than 10%. So if you say that the new ones are the ones topping among the people, for example, who are directors, I don't think there is any new director who has been recruited. These are staff who have been here. And at our level, these are the people we deal with. We don't deal with the junior officers down there. But whatever decision is made in Parliament, we own it as leadership. So kindly don't put it on staff. Put it on the Speaker, put it on the Deputy Speaker, put it on the Commission. We own it. Okay? So, in case one has judged our decisions to be incompetent, well, we shall incompetently read you for some time until 2026. If one is considering us incompetent, if we are incompetent, unfortunately you're with us up to 2026. Yeah. Okay. No, Sewungu, no. Honorable Sewungu, no, please. We shall competently read you until 2026. Honorable Sewungu wanted that. But you see, it depends on how, whatever I'm doing, if you look at it from an angle of being incompetent, what yes. What do I do to you? Honorable Minister for National Guard, I wanted to close this issue. Okay? I wanted us to proceed beyond this issue.
We were drafting the rules of procedure. We were very deliberate to protect the office of the chair. Can I get the attention of the Speaker? Right Honorable Speaker, when we were drafting the rules of procedure, Parliament was intentional to protect the office and the chair of the Speaker. That we knew sometimes a Speaker may make a ruling, you may be happy with it, you may not be happy with it. But we provided that we shall not just casually challenge the Speaker while in the chair. And in Rule 87, particularly Part 2, we provided on how, if you are dissatisfied with the decision by the Speaker, how you can appeal it. So isn't it procedurally incorrect for us to spend an hour infringing on the rule? Infringing on the rule which we wrote ourselves, that if you are not satisfied with the ruling of the Speaker, there is a method you use to challenge it. So I invite you. Yes, it is because and I'm elected to speak here.
Thank you. No, Minister, yes. Can we close? Because we are...
So I am inviting you to close this debate so that we go to the next item, because the people of Chinchiz East would want to hear the next items.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now, Honorable colleagues, this is what I referred to. But Honorable Ssekikuubo, I'm going to tolerate many things, okay? But this business of coming from your seat all the time, come to the microphone, kindly, I request you, kindly. Because you're a senior legislator, listen, you're a senior legislator, let's go on the road, please. Honorable colleagues, let me make it very clear. It's against our rules of procedure to proceed on a matter the presiding officer has ruled upon. And if you want challenge, like Honorable Badjomun said, that matter, you can challenge it within our rules. Next item. Honorable colleagues who have matters of national importance, because of time, we shall handle them tomorrow. We have a lot of issues to handle. Next item.
Item 3 on the other reading, 1, the Constitutional Amendment Bill 2024.
Minister of Justice. Honorable Mbwate Kamwa.
Right, Honorable Speaker, thank you so much for giving me way. Right, Honorable Speaker, we also have constituents that we are representing here. We come with matters of national importance, sit, then all of a sudden you rule and say, let's go to the next item and we postpone. Right, Honorable Speaker, there are some matters that we cannot postpone. So, right, Honorable Speaker, the procedure matter I'm raising, is it not procedurally right to allow people with matters of national importance like Imbwa, when yes, because the hailstorm has hit my area. So, is it not procedurally right to give us time and also air out our views, right, Honorable Speaker?
Thank you. Now, Honorable colleagues, this is a problem I face. I know you have your issues, but I have nowhere to get time. Now, colleagues raise issues which they keep rotating, and taking over critical time to raise your constituency issues. Okay? Our own colleagues, because I have not allowed a stranger to submit in this house. All the submission has been by members. Okay? So, and you see, honorable colleagues, I have tried my level best to ensure that this doesn't look like a house which suffocates members. That's why I'm as patient as I have tried. So, but anyway, I know members who came for their matters today. They were very, very critical matters. I know what most of them are going through, so let me pick them. We can do it quickly. We go through these matters of national importance. But before then, no, tomorrow, honorable colleagues, I'm going to have a meeting with a few senior legislators. Tomorrow, I'll make a ruling on the points, especially points of procedure. That is interruption of debate in the House. That is where our focus is going to be. Because sometimes, the other day, I had to get out of here at 8:45 p.m. because we are trying to push so that our output for the people can be valued. But now if we spend 2 hours on issues of chasing who, we end up losing a lot. Honorable Mbwate more matters of national importance.
Honorable Speaker, right, Honorable Speaker, the matter I'm bringing is that with the beginning of this month and in the middle of this month, heavy rains with hailstorm hit my constituency, that is Igara West in Bushenyi. And the sub-counties that were affected, right, Honorable Speaker, we have Kakanju, Bitoma, Chamhunga, Nkanga, Nyavare, and Chamunga Town Council. Right, Honorable Speaker,